A few weeks back I was looking at wrestling video games for the PC and I stumbled across an eBay listing for this, the WWF Encyc-RAW-pedia Volume 1. What is the WWF EncycRAW-pedia? Well, you tell me because I've never seen this before. It's a PC CD-ROM, that's really all I could gather from the listing. As you do with most things like this, you go on YouTube and you search it up, but there was absolutely nothing for the EncycRAW-pedia, not a single video. I go to Google Images just to try and get an idea of what this could be, and again, nothing, just pictures of the cover. This is the part where you should really give up. I mean, if this CD-ROM is any good, then surely people would have posted about it. But curiosity got the better of me and I ordered the disc. After a few weeks it arrived in the mail and this is it right here in all its 1999 glory. My copy here is not for resale. Either these discs were bundled with old desktop computers, or it's possible that some guy is making these discs at home. The CD itself doesn't look like a burned disc, but overall the actual quality of the packaging leaves a lot to be desired. Going back to images found on the internet, the proper retail box gives us more information. First of all, it looks like this is indeed an official licensed WWF product, and we get more information on the back case. We got video clips of the greatest moments in Raw history, including never seen before footage, the most recent history of the Ultimate Wrestling event, what could that be? We have complete biographies of your favourite WWF superstars, and over here it says the disc is like a crash course in Wrestling 101 at Stone Cold University. So yeah, after seeing all this, I was sold. The disc arrived, I popped it in the PC, and boy, getting this thing working was an adventure in itself. So join me as we go back in time and take a look at this elusive CD-ROM. We need to find out what this thing is all about. What you have to remember is that when this disc came out, we were still playing the likes of WWF Attitude on our PlayStation 1 consoles. WrestleMania 2000 hadn't even came out for the Nintendo 64 yet, and in much more general terms, the internet was still finding its way into people's homes, soon to be part of our everyday lives. Fast forward 20 years later and it's incredible how much technology has evolved, but in order to evolve, sometimes you gotta leave stuff behind. And I found this out the hard way when I put the WWF EncycRAWpedia disc into my PC. I didn't expect it to run perfectly. I thought there was a chance the disc would run by using the correct compatibility settings within Windows, but no, this thing did not want to work. I kept getting this message, "Thank you for installing the player." When I click on continue, nothing happens. So yeah, this was going to be tricky. I decided to rip the disc and keep an image file on the computer just for the sake of convenience, and what do you know, we have some bad read sectors on the disc. This might or might not be a problem, it's an old CD after all, but I saved what I could. On the disc there's also a WWF folder, and this contains pictures, videos and sound files, but we don't want to cheat and look at these, we want to get this working the way it was supposed to work. So now I need to get Windows 98. This quickly became a mission for me, and I'm not all that good with computers and stuff, but I was getting extremely curious about what could be on this disc. So I know there's a way to run old operating systems using virtual machines and stuff like that, but I had no idea how difficult that would be to set up. And hey, it wasn't difficult at all. Using Oracle's VirtualBox and a copy of Windows 98 that I totally obtained legally, yep, I was able to install Windows 98 and have it load up as its own kind of program within Windows 10. This though could cause compatibility issues, but it's the best I can do without buying a desktop PC from 20 years ago. I'm curious, but I'm not that curious. So I get it all loaded up, I register Windows as Ed Leslie, and look at this for a blast from the past. It's insane seeing what we used to put up with all those years ago, but yeah, Windows 98 in all its glory. I'm glad I ripped the Encyclopedia disk because I can load that file into VirtualBox and Windows 98 will then recognise it as a CD placed in its virtual CD tray. It's the moment of truth. I open up the disk and... yeah, this doesn't look right. The colours are off, the resolution is off, it looks like a complete mess. It's also completely chugging along at an extremely slow pace, so I need to do more work and do a little more research. After hitting up Google and having a read, it turns out you can actually get video drivers that will not only give us 32-bit colour for Windows inside VirtualBox, but we can also get resolutions all the way up to high definition standards, so Windows 98 HD is a possibility. I install what I need to install and I get Windows 98 looking as good as I can get it. We've got 32-bit colour now. I open up the disc again and it's working fine. The video player looks half decent for an old CD-ROM. And here, check out this intro.
From the outset, you are brought into a world that knows no limit. The sound of the crowd, the ringing of the bell, the familiar entrance music, and your hero strides towards the ring. For this is the WWF, and this is Monday Night Raw, the most spectacular sports entertainment event in the history of television. Now your favorite moments of Raw history have been captured on PC CD-ROM for you to experience over and over again. This is not a game because Monday Night Raw is not a game. Raw is more.
We're brought to the main menu and here's what you can choose from. We have some superstars on the left hand side and over on the right we have more options. We've got another problem though, and it's a problem that I couldn't fix. None of these options on the left hand side are clickable. I tried changing the resolutions around, I clicked every pixel inside the box, these will just not load. And it's a shame too because these options here seem to be the real meat of the disk, but don't worry, we can still see what's inside here by looking at the file folders. This issue could have been caused by a multitude of things though. It could be a compatibility issue with VirtualBox, it could be the resolution, it could be the disk image because it had those bad sectors. And honestly, at this point, I really don't care because, well, look at this menu. It looks like a college project or something a kid made in his spare time, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Although this was an officially licensed product, so I'm not too sure. I think we have to remember though that this is from back in 1999, and we would accept any old shit back in the day. So clicking on the Best of Raw section gives us a choice of 4 videos to watch and look at this. This just screams late 90s PC software. We can watch the formation of the Union stable because, you know, that was a great moment in Raw history, and we also have a few compilation videos. The videos play fine even if they do look a little horrible. But still, I'm just happy to get something working properly on this CD. The best of videos are extremely random, there's no rhyme or reason to the footage at all, so here, take another look.
Hello, ladies. I'm fixing to come up there, I'm gonna put this foot in your ass.
D-Generation X proudly brings to you its WWF Tag Team Champions of the World!
If you
McMahon hates the people! How he likes the people's elbow! Stone Cold!
Okay, so let's look at the soundbite section, and yeah, these don't work either. These were little 5 or 10 second clips with superstars saying their catchphrases and whatnot. Again, we'll listen to these a little later when we look at the file folders. The photo gallery, surprisingly, works fine, and there's nothing more to say here. It's a photo gallery, a shit photo gallery. Superstar bios, this was wrestling bios before there was a wrestling bios, and this is where you can learn more about some of the lower card wrestlers who didn't get their own section in the main menu. Let's look at Ken Shamrock. As a former champion in the Ultimate Fighting realm, Ken Shamrock is a master of submission holds. Dubbed the world's most dangerous man by ABC television, this superstar can punish opponents in a variety of ways. After attaining the top spot in the UFC, Shamrock introduced his dominating skills to the World Wrestling Federation in '97, and has risen up through the ranks to become a top contender for the Federation Championship. Okay then. He solidified his amazing transition to the squared circle in June of 1998 when he became the King of the Ring, and he has since claimed the Intercontinental and Tag Team Gold as a member of Mr. McMahon's Team Corporate. Thanks to the owner, Shamrock's destructive temper has only gotten more out of control. I mean, the little information here isn't bad, but it's the presentation that's truly awful. You have to be a little forgiving though, just because of the era this CD-ROM comes from. Still, it's pretty bad, there's no two ways about it. It looks like there's some sound files and videos that can be played from the superstar bios, but you guessed it, they don't work. If we click on screensavers, we get told that the disc has automatically installed screensavers and sound files on the computer. And yeah, they didn't lie, there's some awful slideshows available in our screensaver settings. Still, kinda sucks that these got installed automatically without the option of saying no. Going into the WWF.com and Shop Zone sections opens up a web browser, and I don't have the patience to set up networking on this virtual machine. It's going to load dead links anyway, so yeah, pretty pointless. Honestly, the only thing interesting at all about this CD-ROM was the intro with Kane, and even that sucked. So yeah, what a waste of time and money this was. But we still have more to look at. Let's go back into Windows 10 so we can explore the file folders and see what was in those sections that we couldn't access. So there's a bunch of video files here for The Rock, Steve Austin, DX, the Corporation and the rest. These videos would have been linked on the superstar bios using these buttons that we see here. They are standard AVI files, but they do look pretty awful. Let's take a look at a few.
Vince McMahon needs Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And here he comes, the WWF Champion, the Corporate Champion.
We can then see the buttons for the menus, we get more pictures, and honestly, some of the images have decent resolutions. We can then read the bios for the main event superstars that weren't accessible before, and you gotta love how some parts have been drawn in with MS Paint. What a glorious mess. We get a photo gallery for DX, it looks like, great. And then we have the audio files down here. It's a mix of 10-second theme song loops and a lot of sound bites from superstars recorded from TV shows. Have a listen.
Tonight, I'm gonna screw you. Tonight, I'm gonna
Up yours, Shane! Have a nice day! Have a nice day! Hello, ladies.
Break it down.
So what we have here is really a video and photo gallery and the most basic of superstar bios, and an animated entrance with some dude voicing the big red machine. There's really nothing more to this disc. Yes, it's awful, but I'll say it again, you gotta go back over 20 years and remember what era this monstrosity came from. It really does make you appreciate things like the WWE Network and even YouTube a whole lot more. And you know what, I actually had fun going back in time and getting Windows 98 running again. I never would have bothered doing any of this if it wasn't for wanting to explore this CD-ROM, so in a way it wasn't an absolute waste of money. It really does make you thankful for what we now have. I bounced over to Amazon to see if anyone left any reviews for this thing, and we have some ratings going all the way back to the year 2000. And what do you know, most people loved the WWF Encyc-RAW-pedia. Check it out. This CD-ROM is fantastic. The videos running in the Titantron was an excellent idea. I really loved that. Backgrounds are great too. I think the sound bites could have been eliminated from the CD though, and extra videos would have taken their place. The screensavers are fine too. The sounds going in each menu are good, and the introduction with Kane kicks ass. Nice animation there. Overall, a great product with some of the best Raw's War video clips you could think of. See what I mean? Expectations were way lower back then. Right from the opening animation, this product rocks. It's got tons of cool stuff, everything from great screensavers to awesome videos of hardcore WWF action. I really like the sound bites and the loads of high resolution shots of the WWF superstars. This is hours of fun. If you're a WWF fan, this is a must have. This easy to install CD will bring back many memories of one of professional wrestling's premier shows. With sound clips, pictures, screensavers and much more, the true WWF fan has really gotten a bargain. Couple that with the price of $39.95 and you have the perfect gift. Okay, I'll be honest, I did not pay that kind of money for this. It cost me around $7 plus shipping from America. And the last one, EncycRAWpedia is a great resource for people of any age who enjoy the WWF. Through the use of audio and video clips, the user is able to hear from their favourite superstar or view the greatest moments from Monday Night Raw. I can't wait for Volume 2. The WWF EncycRAWpedia is an absolute mess, and it's made more messy because I couldn't get certain things to work, but it does have a weird charm to it too. It looks like it was made by school kids, the layout looks rough, the videos are hard to watch, a big selling point is audio clips that last 10 seconds, but that's just where some PC software was at the time. Volume 2 was never released and it's clear to see why. Technology evolved fast in the early 2000s and this disc would have felt very primitive in the space of a few years, but yeah, that's it really. The WWF Raw EncycRAWpedia. I took one for the team here guys, but again, it was fun setting it all up and going back in time for a little while. Thanks for watching and take care.